Dream Void Podcast, episode 163.
Oh my God.
That's
Incredible.
right. It's the 163rd episode.
That's crazy.
I'm Mikey T. And of course, across from me is Curb Stomped.
Bonsoir.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers. And you, yes, you are listening to Dream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Really?
It certainly is. Actually, when I'm at work,
Yeah.
and the boys come in and they were like, "Oh, we just listened to the podcast,"
Yeah.
and they always say that. It's the tagline. It's catching on.
Exactly.
It's a show about life and video games and everything in between.
I did notice that we got a couple changes on the Patreon in the last week too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple people bumped them up. You know, pretty good.
snap. That's
Thank you for
pretty
that.
nice. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
That.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
derailed now. I don't
sorry.
know what I'm talking about.
Work.
Oh yes, work. The everything in between section of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
Where we talk about everything in between what we're doing, which is work.
Yeah. What you said.
What I don't even know what I said. I'm just
Cool.
saying words, and they may or may not make sense to the ears that are listening to them. So I don't know.
Perfect.
Do the thing.
Okay.
Do the thing. You know what to do.
I worked for 5 days. A work week, I believe they call it.
Yes, a classic work week
Why?
in the standard
Who-
5 day.
Who decided it was 5? You have to work 5 days and then get 2 off.
It's better than working
7
7 days.
But
10-hour
still,
days
like,
and
what the
get none
fuck,
off.
man? Shouldn't we be down to 4 and 3 by now?
We should be down to 4 and 3 by now.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. 10-hour days, 4 days a week.
No. 4 days a week, 8 hours a day.
Oh,
Just
with
paid
a pay
more.
bump.
Yeah.
With a pay bump.
Fuck that working 8 hours, 10 hours bullshit.
I'm okay with working 10 hours.
No, I'm not. I'm not okay with it. Anyways, I was at work and it was fine, whatever, the usual. I have to deal with this guy at work who he drives me crazy. So I buy stuff generally, whatever.
Yep.
But when I get stuff from China, I don't deal with the Chinese people. We have a guy that does it.
Oh,
So like I'll do the order and I'll give it to him,
Yeah.
and then he'll like send it to them. He'll deal with shipping, customs, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't know what his deal is. Is like maybe he's just a know-it-all or whatever. But I'm working and I get a text from him and he's saying like, I had ordered something from the States and we use a broker to bring it into Canada. So they clear it through customs. So we don't have to do anything. We pay them to do it. So it'll come to the warehouse in like Washington State.
yeah.
They ship it across the border into Canada and they do all the work, right?
Yeah.
And we have a broker we've used for a long time. So
Mhm.
anyways, it's coming. I've got an email. They needed more information, blah, blah, blah. So I get a text from them saying like, oh, you used the wrong broker. I need I need the invoice because you used the wrong broker. We don't use them. We haven't used them in 4 years. And I'm like, I use them all this fucking time. Like, I'm like, I literally used them like multiple times this year and I used them last year. He's like, nope, we haven't used them in 4 years. And I'm just like, buddy, I fucking use them all the time. And this is by text, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, no, we don't use them. So I'm like, fuck, okay. I'm going to call him, but I'm going to fucking wait like half an hour before I call him because otherwise I'm going to lose my fucking mind
Yeah.
talking to him. So I call him, I'm like, look. Oh, then he texts me like, the owner is pissed that we're using this company.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. So I call him, I'm like, we use this broker, okay? I've used them all the time. I don't ever use the other broker. He's like, oh, well, like, we're trying to do with these guys give us a better deal, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, but like, I've used them last year. So like, don't tell me that we haven't used them in 4 years when I've used them multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's going on. So he's like, okay, well, they're trying to charge us too much, so we're going to use this other broker. I need this info. Anyways, I send it. So later the owner comes in and he's like, talking to me about other stuff. And he's like, oh, did you send him the info he needs about the broker? And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, what's the deal with that? Like, when I submitted it last year, like, it was fine to use this broker. He's like, yeah, they're just trying to charge us too much this time. So we're just going to use these other guys and see if it makes a difference. He's like, I think they're trying to screw us over because we don't use them as much anymore. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, what about like this order I just did the other day that uses this broker? And he's like, oh, that's fine. Just leave it. It's no problem. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't pissed off about it.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
he was upset with the company, but he wasn't pissed off that I used this company.
Yeah.
So I just was like, fuck this guy, man. Jesus Christ. He always just pisses me off.
Just blows everything up out of proportion.
Well, and then-
just doing stupid stuff.
Again, with the China stuff, it'll be like, okay, I'll be like, I'm going to order like whatever, coolers. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fine. So I'll do up the whole order with coolers, send it to him, and he'll be like, oh, there's a new listing. It's all changed. And I'll be like, well, why didn't you fucking tell me that when we were talking about the coolers before?
Right?
So then I'm just like, well, I'm not doing it again today. So then I wait another week or whatever. And he'd be like, oh, we're behind on this now. And I'm like, you fucked me over, man. I have other shit I got to do. I did it. And then you told me it was wrong. So fuck, you can wait. Fuck you. So stupid, man. Anyways, he's caused a lot of trouble for that kind of stuff.
I mean, even the owner could have told you that, or somebody could have told you you weren't using those brokers anymore.
But we are using it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just he made it like a big deal that we used it when all it was is like, oh, this one, we want to try it with the other one because the price is bad on this one. And it was just like, why didn't you? Anyways, he's the one where we have these custom shirts with, I might have even said this before. We have our custom like store brand shirts and one has a logo on it and it says something like, it's supposed to say all a woman needs is blank.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But when we get it in, it says all a women needs on it. Right. So as soon as I see the sign, I'm like, oh, why does it say women? It's supposed to say all a woman needs. Right.
Yeah.
So I texted him because like, I'm thinking like, well, if we ever reorder these, we don't want to have it with a friggin' grammatical error on it. So I'm like, oh, this shirt came in, but it should say woman, not women. And he's like, no, man, it's cool. And I'm like, no, like a woman is singular and a women is plural. And he's like, no, man, it's like past tense. It's fine. And I was like, past tense? What the fuck are you talking about? So I just was like, whatever, dude. And then the
past tense.
The other thing too is like, again, this is, so we wanted to make these logos, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to make enamel cups.
Mm-hmm.
So like for camping.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are camping themed.
Yeah.
So rather than like thinking like, oh, I better look at these to see if they make sense, he just took every design we had and sent them to China and they made them up.
Mm-hmm.
So we get this load, we get like 200 mugs that say, this mug says, this is my lucky fishing shirt on the fucking mug. So I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh yeah. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, Jesus Christ, it takes 2 seconds to look at them.
Do you guys need to hire a QA?
Well, it's like they need someone to look at what he's doing.
Yeah, QA.
Like, well, but like if you would have sent it to anybody else, they would have like seriously, the shirt's up for 1 second. I'm like, oh, it's wrong.
Yeah.
So if like I would have seen the design before they had them made, I would have been like, yeah, this needs to be fixed. But no, he just has it and then anyways.
Just crams it through.
Anyways, while I'm at work, I decided I have my Audible credit. So I was like, I'll need to get a book. So Dune's been on everything recently. So I was like, I'll listen to Dune, right? It's quite the book. I'm like halfway through it maybe, but it's like, oh, wow. You spent a lot of time like designing the world of Dune.
Yes.
You know, it's all like well done.
Yes.
I've read some other science fiction. I don't know if it's because it's more modern or whatever, but it's just like, this is not that well thought out. It's obviously Frank Herbert knew where he was going when he was writing Dune and how it was going to get from point A to point B, and it was like well written out. Whereas a lot of times you'll read something and be like, they didn't know what the fuck how they were going to end this, you know? Yeah. So it's very interesting, and it's kind of like the world backstory history of the Dune universe, where it's like, well, he really thought about like how things will like, oh, this is the Orange Catholic Bible, and then they see these like prophecies around the galaxy, and it's just like, oh wow, okay, crazy. So I'm liking it a lot. But the other thing I listened to was, I decided for some reason, I was like, you know what I should listen to is the Yakuza episode we did on the Stream Void podcast where you were on vacation. We didn't have an episode. So I just made the the whole game club into one 5-hour episode of the podcast. So I listened to that for some reason. And it was interesting anyways to remember what was going on in that. But right at the start, there was a bunch of wrong information that I said because I didn't know enough about the series at that point, you know? Like I said that Yakuza 0 was a remake. It wasn't a remake. It was a new game.
Oh.
It was the first game in the remake engine they did before they did Kiwami 1 and 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And then other things, small details where it's like, oh, that's wrong. But it was still interesting to hear back to what we thought about it and all the, you know, there was parts where I forgot about like what happened in the game. It's like, oh yeah, that happened. That was cool as fuck. So
I mean, there's so much that goes on in the Yakuza game. It's hard to remember everything for an episode unless you like taking notes, which is what I've been doing in the Discord.
Well, I mean, we remembered pretty much everything while we played it. It's just looking back on it, I would be like, I forgot about that. So, but it was also like listening back and being like, oh, we don't really know anything about the series or what's going to happen. So it'll be like, we think this is going to happen. And, you know, there's a whole part where I'm like, oh, she's the owner of the lot. And you're like, how did you get that? And I'm like, well, don't they say it? And you're like, no. And I was like, oh, well, isn't it obvious? And you're like, well, not really. Like, I didn't think she was the owner of the lot. And I'm like, oh, well, how did I come to the decision she's the owner of the lot?
Oh, you sleuthed it out better than I did, I guess.
Well, and then you're like, oh, it kind of makes sense. But it was just like, where did I get that idea? Because I just took it as fact.
Yeah. I
was like, yeah, she owns the lot. And you're like, huh? What? So, yeah. And we both thought Tachibana was going to be the bad guy at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Which was not what happened. And yeah. It's pretty fun to listen to anyways.
Yeah, we definitely didn't pull the Tachibana and her being brother and sister.
Yeah, no, definitely close. Not. But yeah, it was pretty fun anyways.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for work, really. Nothing too crazy, just fucking dealing with that moron.
Very good.
What about yourself?
Just work. It's fast and it's slow. There's lots of work to do and then there's little work to do. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I submitted a bid for $1 million contract with a company, which I won't name, just for whatever it is.
Yep.
And you know, I was like, whatever, I'll do my best. I've never submitted a bid for $1 million it was a request for pre-qualification so you could bid on the bid.
Okay, so it's like this is what our bid will maybe look like if we do an actual
bid. This is the company.
Bid.
This is what it's going to be like. These are the people involved and all this kind of stuff, and this is how we are able to do this job.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people they send it out to, but it's a fairly big government contract, right?
Yeah.
And so Monday or Tuesday, we found out we're shortlisted.
Oh, nice.
So there were 4 other companies that were picked, and we were one of them.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, I blew a lot of smoke up our ass.
Nice.
To get this. But I mean, it was all true, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy. I didn't think we would get in. They're like, well, here's some stuff that you're going to need to get done before you even get to bid on this.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, we got all the prints and the documentation on Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah.
And we have 15 days, 15 actual days, not business days, actual days to get everything together.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to have to go down to Vancouver.
Oh, crazy.
To look at the sites on Tuesday.
Oh, orange hard hat? What color hard hat are you going to be wearing?
No, I don't know. I'm actually going to need to go out and get a new hard hat because my hard hat is a crew hard hat. So it's covered in stickers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to need to go get a new one.
Nice.
To wear when I'm on site. Just a white one, you know.
I mean, if it doesn't really have to be that specifically good, I know where you can get a hard hat.
Yeah, so I know.
They're not probably CAA approved or anything or whatever, but CSA approved. But they look like a hard hat.
Yes. I will probably take some petty cash and go get one.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So yeah, that's going to be the thing for next week. Spend the night in Vancouver.
Nice.
Visit the Vancouver office.
Nice.
And do some work there.
Very good.
Yeah, very surprised that we actually made the short list.
Nice.
Because there are larger construction companies out there. We're actually fairly small. But yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good that my bid.
Yeah,
my
you get a bonus when they actually choose your bid, right? Percentage wise, percentage of the bid.
Percentage of the bid, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, 5%, 1% even.
1%, yeah,
it's still a good bonus.
Exactly, no doubt.
And we're negotiating with another company on another project to help them do this project, which is one of the projects we were already in, directly to the primary. But since they've gone to subcontractors, now we're going to sub to a sub to
Oh,
do the work. And
so who's going to be the Dom?
I won't say anything about the companies involved.
Okay.
But yeah, they accepted our rate card on that. So
nice.
We're going to be starting to work on that.
Nice.
Soon. So
beauty.
But right now, everyone's kind of just
waiting around.
Yeah. We did get like Thursday evening, we got like 300 poles to transfer. So in telecom, in power, you use wood poles, and wood poles don't last forever.
Yeah.
And so eventually what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to change those poles out.
Yeah.
And that's a job that just, it's forever, right?
Yeah. It's evergreen.
It's evergreen. Yes. There's always going to be that work to do.
Yeah.
Because, they tried doing concrete poles and
they
tried
worse, right?
Oh yeah, they were worse because anytime you would put any kind of metal into it, it would immediately start to rust the rebar that's on the inside.
Yeah.
So those would, and they're even harder to change out than wood poles.
Yeah.
So they eventually went just straight wood poles.
Yeah.
And now, we just got given 300 to do.
Nice. So speaking of wood poles, as a little aside here, I noticed in BC, like, I don't know if it's because we have like a nice forestry industry or whatever, but all the poles are generally straight as an arrow and whatever. When I was in Ontario, they were using the crookedest shit you would see. And you know how sometimes we have the cables coming down from the pole? There would be poles that would have like 6 cables. It was crazy just because it's so fucking deformed.
Yeah, they get deformed. They get deflected. Like anytime there's like a slight like bend, like where the road curves or whatever, any slight corner that you got to put in down.
Well, not even it was just the pole would be like shaped like a C.
It's a banana pole.
Yeah, it was crazy because as soon as I went there, I'm like, why are there so many cables on all these poles? What the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah, there are 5 different classes of poles. 5 being the worst, 1 being the best.
Yeah,
and it all depends on the construction you're doing.
Like I never really see bad ones out here though.
No, all the bad ones are usually taken out quite quickly.
Yeah,
because they have BC Hydro. We use a lot of BC Hydro poles because they go in, they put the power up, and you put your telecom on. However many meters below, and so we are the main prime contractor. They're contracted to do those pole transfers when those poles need to get fixed. So Hydro goes out, put the pole in, and transfer the thing, and then you have to go out there and do the telecom.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. So yeah, we're Williams Lake, lots of Williams Lake stuff, lots of 100-mile stuff, all the way in between there, all the way to Bella Coola.
Thriving metropolis is Williams Lake.
Good so that's going to be good.
That can be overnight work for some boys.
Oh yeah, we're going to send some boys up there for sure.
Oh my God. Well, as long as they go have lunch at the Dog and Whistle, they'll be in business.
It's a good place.
Oh yeah,
it's a good place.
Get a nice sunny side up egg.
Been there? The Dog and Whistle?
Have you been there? I've definitely been there.
I mean, I've been to Williams Lake tons of times.
Yeah. You got to go to the Dog and Whistle. Come on, buddy. Jeez.
And 100 Mile. I was thinking 100 Mile, but that's in Williams Lake, right?
Yeah, the Dog and Whistle's in Williams Lake.
I can picture the building in my head.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys went there and they had like a terrible time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not had a bad time there.
I never got to go. It's
got very bad reputation in Williams Lake because when we went up there, I told like the people that live there, I'm like, I'm going to the Dog and Whistle for breakfast. They were like, oh my God. I was like, I don't care, dude. It's like a fried piece of bacon and a sausage and an egg. Like, what the fuck?
Right? You can't fuck that up.
Yeah, not really.
No. They got a good gaming store in Williams Lake, though. That actually rents video games.
Oh wow! No, I've
which
never
is crazy.
Been in that place. That's for sure.
It's stuffed full.
Oh, maybe I have been in there a long time ago.
I think they got 4 or 5 playing tables in there as well.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a nice little store, and you can actually rent video games from there still.
Oh, nice.
It's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah. Whoa.
NES games. Frank's attacking the whole setup here. Frank's the cat. He's attacking the setup.
Hang on, I just got to make sure we're still recording, and I believe that we are.
Frank. What a guy.
Can't attack the setup, bud.
Williams Lake.
We're still recording. Yeah, Williams Lake gaming store. Really nice.
Nice.
Speaking of gaming stores, they just pinged my credit.
Oh, really?
Which is really good.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign. The longer it takes for them to approve the loan, that's a good sign.
Why?
Well, because if we get a message right away, that means no, they denied it.
Oh.
Now they're doing like a second read.
But what if they pinged your credit and we're like, holy fuck you, that's a yes. Tell them right now.
Yeah, if it's a yes, we're good to go. We have 2 locations in mind currently.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, nice and big, nice and open, but Mount Paul Way.
Oh God, that's a bad location for anyone not familiar with the area.
Yeah, Mount Paul, but because it's on because of the land it's on band land, there's no zoning requirements out there. There's no zoning, so you can just put whatever in whatever, and it doesn't matter.
Strip club.
Yeah, you could put a
gaming / strip club.
It could happen.
Yeah,
we get more views like that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We'd be in the beaches, pools, and hot tubs category all the time.
Exactly.
What's the cross section? Probably pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pretty big.
Yep.
And then there's another one downtown on Victoria.
Nice.
Which is, I think it's 2,400 square feet,
which
which is exactly what we want. And it's nice and open, and it's redone very nicely in there. It was some kind of office, but it was like one of those open concept offices. So there was just like, little divider, which were not permanent. And that place looks really nice. It's got black walls. It's got one black accent wall. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the place.
Nice.
But yeah, it's within our price range. I think it's $5,200 a month.
Good Lord.
Which is within our price range.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We were hoping for something around there. That's what the whole business plan is lined up to be, around 5,000. So a couple $100 extra bucks a month isn't too bad.
Crazy.
But we were hoping to avoid downtown.
Yes.
Though, everything that is large and open is zoned for industrial.
Oh, yeah.
We were looking at, there's that one liquor store that isn't there anymore by Fox and Hounds. What is that pub over here?
Yeah, like by where the bowling alley used to be.
Yeah. So that liquor store is gone, but that's zoned C8. And C8 zoning is you can only put a liquor store, a marijuana store, or a pub in there.
Oh,
that's it.
Make it a gaming pub store.
I don't think there's enough room for a kitchen in there and to have all the room that we need. But that would be something that we would want to do too. Hot food.
Yep.
That'd be beautiful.
Just greasy game boxes everywhere.
No, it'd be like not greasy food. Try and not do greasy food anyway.
Dude, seriously. It's a gaming store.
Yeah, you got to have the grease.
Yeah. And Mountain Dew. That's all you need.
Grease and Mountain Dew.
I know you're thinking you're going to be selling some mineral water or something. No. Mountain Dew. G Fuel. Where's the G Fuel wall?
Oh, yeah. I wonder, the supplier we're using does not sell G Fuel. So I wonder if we can find a supplier that actually does sell G Fuel.
I think you can probably only get it straight from G Fuel. I think that's their whole thing.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways.
Probably. I'll have to look into it. I'm going to put that on the list.
And Guru.
Oh yeah. Well, I get Guru bulk from the store, from the source.
Yeah, but maybe if you're a vendor, you get a better deal.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to see.
I guarantee it.
Anyways. My Guru order just showed up yesterday.
You're gurued up for a week?
I'm gurued up for a week.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I was in your stream and I was like, they shipped it in one box, two flats in one box. And that was heavy. It's like a big box.
Yeah.
Like, why did you put the 2 boxes into one big box and then ship it like that? That doesn't make any sense.
You need a hand cart.
Yes. Definitely needed a hand cart on that guy.
No kidding.
Went and saw Dune last night.
Dune Part 1, Part 2.
Dune 1, Part 2.
Yep. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
3D? No.
Yeah.
We actually just went and saw it in like regular.
Regular D?
Regular D.
Yeah.
Because the other shows were sold out. We were just like last minute. We're like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
Because we got like a gift certificate from the wife's parents or something like that.
Nice.
I think it was parents, her mom, to go and see a movie. So we were like, oh, well, it's time. Let's go and see it. Dune's out.
Nice.
And we liked the first one. First one was great. Second one, amazing.
Nice.
There were some questionable choices.
Like they changed stuff?
Not so much they changed stuff, because I don't know the story according to the book. I only know the story according to
you never read
first
it?
movie. No.
Oh.
No, I've never read it.
Okay.
The like OG 80s Patrick Stewart
David Lynch movie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, David Lynch. We couldn't remember the director of that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was super good.
Yep. Except when they have their shields on, they fight. They look like Roblox characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And this one is, yeah, it continues on the story, and it's amazing. Everything's amazing, except, yeah, there is one casting choice where I was like, why?
Okay.
And then some of the acting from one of the main characters, I was like, what? I don't know. I don't know if this is it.
Okay.
I don't know if this is it.
I'm gonna watch them once I finish listening to the audiobook.
Yeah. But other than that, it's great.
Nice.
Love it.
Cool.
Loved it. Super good.
Nice.
Video games. Played them.
I've heard of them.
Let's just say, I guess I played Game Club, so video games. I played video games.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
I literally only played Tarkov for the most part.
Why?
Just so much Tarkov, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, it is.
We had like a 4-stack going. Of PFCs. Just roaming around getting tasks done.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. But when you unlock Jaeger, he gives you the hardest tasks ever. And it's all like stuff where you have to go to this map called Woods, and it's big and woody and open, and there's foliage everywhere, and you just get sniped from like rocks that you can't even see from. And some of the tasks are like, hey, take this bolt action sniper rifle, don't put a scope on it, use your ion sights, and kill scavs from 40 meters.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, oh, kill scavs in the arm from 40 meters.
In the arm?
Yeah, you have to shoot him in the arm from 40 meters. Oh, shoot him in the leg from 40 meters.
Wait, what? Why would they do this?
I don't know. They just make his tasks so hard. I don't understand.
Stupid.
Yeah, they're super hard tasks.
That's like just luck based, not skill based.
Well, I guess if you're running the right bolt action sniper rifle.
But like you have to shoot a guy in the arm enough times to kill him?
Yeah. It's wild.
Like it's difficult. Anyways, whatever. That sounds terrible, but
it was, we played for like 8 hours straight on Friday.
Good Lord.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. And then that Game Club.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
How about you?
I played Vintage Story.
Yes, you did. Lots of Vintage Story.
I must have played something else during the week too. Maybe Infinite Wealth. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if I did.
I think
it was just Vintage Story. Yeah.
So when you in Vintage Story, when you find surface,
copper
or surface whatever, you go. Is that indication that you can go underneath and find more?
Yeah. So the first step of Vintage Story to getting to like out of the Stone Age is you need to get copper, but you can't get copper from like rock unless you have a copper pickaxe.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way to actually get a copper pickaxe is to find one randomly in like a cache, which is super rare.
Yeah.
Or finding surface copper, which is not in the rock. It's just like copper nuggets.
Yeah.
They're already out of the rock. And you need 20 copper nuggets to make a pickaxe. But you also need a copper hammer to break the nuggets that you get out of the rock.
Yeah.
So yeah, running around and looking for surface copper is the thing. Or you can pan it as well, but panning's for
slow and arduous
for the lames.
I would imagine it's slow and arduous being its Vintage Story.
Yeah, like I guess I didn't pan any, but I was panning bony soil, which is like grave robber fuel. And I was like, I just want to find a candle. And like, I panned like 20 stacks, not 20 stacks, but 20 blocks of sand, which breaks into like 5 pans. I didn't get a single candle. So, but when I was running around, I found one surface copper thing that had like 70 nuggets. So I was set for my copper.
That was the most insane sentence I've ever heard.
Which one? The bone soil?
The bone soiled grave robber fuel. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, you can.
If I didn't know that we were talking about this vintage story, which that none of it makes any sense to me, but because it's Vintage Story, it's like okay.
You find a ruin and there'll be like bony soil, which is where someone was buried. So you can dig it up and then you can pan through the soil to find man-made treasures. One of them being a candle. Yeah. And I wanted a candle, but I didn't find any. Huh. So anyways, I'm fully set with copper now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's fully decked out. So
nice.
I'm trying to record. I have an idea for how I want to do a YouTube series.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if I can actually pull it off, but I have an idea anyways. But yeah, I think that was all I played really.
Yeah, I don't seem to recall you streaming anything else other than Vintage Story.
Played Pokemon Sleep. That's easy to play. You just close your eyes and you're playing it.
You close your eyes and lose consciousness.
Yeah, and then you're playing it. So, yeah, pretty good anyways.
Yeah, very good.
That was about it.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing else.
Nothing else?
No, I don't think so.
I have so much insurance to take in Tarkov. So,
oh god,
I'm going to go back to Tarkov for a second. I was thinking about upgrading my edition so I could get more stash space. So I'm playing with playing with a couple guys who have the Edge of Darkness edition, which comes with a bit larger stash. And I'm watching them stream it. And I'm like, oh my god, just guns and armor and ammo and everything in there. I'm like, oh my god, I can't fit any of this stuff in my stash because it's so small.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'll just upgrade my edition. It's fine. And I look at the upgraded edition. It's still 68 USD.
Oh my god.
Like,
it's outrageous. So you did it anyways?
No, I didn't.
Oh wow.
I can't afford that right now.
I'm kind of shocked actually.
I can't afford it right now. I need more Twitch bucks, but I don't stream.
Yeah, why didn't you stream Tarkov for 8 hours?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I was thinking about it, and then it just kind of happened that we went for 8 hours.
Okay. I mean, I streamed Vintage Story for 10 hours yesterday.
Yes, you did. So. I woke up and the VOD was playing on this computer down here.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, but 9 hours.
Yeah, I had a headache too, and I wasn't really going to.
Yeah,
but I was just like,
anyway.
Didn't turn on the camera, just used the PNG tuber, and then YOLO'd it out.
Oh yeah,
YOLO'd it out.
PNG tuber.
Yep.
I have a lot of insurance to claim in Tarkov.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna have to like sell a whole ton of stuff just to get some of the gear back that I.
Well, doesn't that mean you have too much gear then?
Well, yeah, because every time you lose all your gear, but then you have to buy more gear to keep playing the game.
Oh, sounds like a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle. It's a game that you love to hate.
Yeah.
And now all my insurance claims are coming in. I don't have enough space to claim it all. And you only get 3 days to claim it.
SMH.
And then they just keep it.
SMH.
Your insurance is just like, well, you didn't claim it, I'm keeping it.
Exactly.
I can't hold on to this stuff forever. Yeah.
Exactly.
What a game. And they've people are kind of angry because they started microtransactions.
Did they?
After saying that they weren't going to do microtransactions.
Oh, they went back on their word?
They went back on their word.
Can't believe it.
I mean, people, I guess maybe they're having a hard time attracting new people to the game to buy the game.
Well,
they feel like
filthy Russian spyware, so
yes,
people shouldn't be installing on their computer.
It's true. But they added the ability to buy more bank space or stash space at like one line at a time.
Who cares?
For like $4.
Who cares?
Exactly. Just give the guys more money.
It doesn't matter. It's not like it's giving you. I guess it maybe gives you a bit of a gameplay advantage because you have more selection. But
yeah,
it's not like they're giving you like a gun or extra like powerful bullets or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the game is all about bullets.
Yeah,
you got to have the powerful bullets, and that's how it works. That's how you win the game.
Uranium rounds.
Yeah, depleted uranium rounds.
Yeah.
But they're thinking they removed Edge of Darkness edition, so you can't buy that anymore because that comes with, when they originally released it, they were like, this comes with all DLC. Like, you don't need to buy any DLC because that comes with it. But now they're having issues, monetarily. They can't, they don't have enough money in the coffers, I guess, to continue the game.
It's either sell more stash slots or make the game easier, like
more accessible,
which will turn everyone that already plays it off. So
yeah, you don't want that game more accessible. It's designed to be hard as frig.
Exactly.
But they're thinking that it might go 1.0 soon.
Wow.
There's only one map left.
Maybe they should add it to Steam, then they'll get some money.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Yeah. Anyways.
There's one map left to do, and that's Terminal. And apparently, from what I've heard, is when you get to Terminal, that's how you escape from Tarkov. Because that's the airport. God. And I'm like, you can escape from Tarkov? And they're thinking that there's going to be a whole storyline that comes in. So you do like storyline quests and stuff.
Yet.
And I'm like, oh, okay. That's I wonder what that's going to be like. But yeah, you'll actually be able to escape from Tarkov and beat the game.
Wow. That's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought the whole point of the game was just to play the game to get a better gun to play the game better.
I mean, that is the point now for sure.
Okay.
For sure, that is the point now.
we don't normally talk to the chat during the stream, but I'm gonna tell the tank right now because he's complaining that I played Vintage Story in stream and I didn't tell him. I ain't your personal like alert man. Look at your Twitch app, and when it says I go live, you can check out what I'm playing. Or look at my Discord where I at everyone. You can see what I'm playing. Sorry to say. It wasn't like I did it secretively.
Yep, that's what I was laughing about earlier.
That's what I figured. Anyways, yes. I'll play it again next week. You can join in then. And even yesterday, you were streaming the whole time I was streaming. You weren't going to watch it anyways.
That's true.
Good Lord.
Oh, my God.
Anyways. Excuse me.
You are excused.
Perfect.
Something that you're not excused from, though, is patreon.com/StreamVoidPod.
I see.
That's right. You can get in there. Yes, you listen to this podcast right now. You can get in there. You can support this podcast with your hard-earned dollar dues, and we appreciate it. We appreciate all of you Patreons that have taken the dive, that have unlocked the special content, the bonus videos by doing so for as little as $1 a month. That's right. Like I said, you get our exclusive Patreon only videos, and you get access to the pre-show content and the post-show content.
I love you.
Yeah, big thanks to all of our Patreons for helping keep this podcast running smoothly and effortlessly and smoothly.
It's not effortlessly. Come on, there's lots of effort.
Effortlessly in quotes.
Effervescent.
Effervescent. We are positively radiant over here.
I did exfoliate this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, my wiener. It's well moisturized. Oh my God.
Oh man. That's yeah.
Good times.
Oh, just an aside. Ron,
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Ron and the boys came by, and he's like, "I don't, you guys can talk about the Blazers. I don't care. I love it."
Okay, perfect.
But one of the this is kind of like a harken back to last week where we were talking about the Blazers, and I knew Aaron Keller.
Oh yeah,
kind of family friend.
Yeah.
But his son apparently is one of the best players on the Blazers right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I couldn't name a single Blazer.
Jordan Keller, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. I was like, hey, that's awesome.
I haven't seen a Blazers game in like years.
No, I haven't either.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, let's move on to the news.
It is. I agree.
Let's move on to the news.
Okay.